can I mix my T-Rex with your T-Rex and make some purdy babies?
I am so addicted to picking up poop you don't even know.
Whoa! Did you see the paint job on that trike? Wow.
Fresh spawns, veteran tamers, and all survivors in between. We'd like to welcome you to Rated Ark, the Ark Survival Evolved Podcast.
Fresh spawns, veteran tamers, and all survivors in between, we want to welcome you to episode 1 of Rated Ark, the Ark Survival Evolved Podcast. Today is March 18th, 2016. And how can the listeners get a hold of us, Luminin?
You can reach the show by email, ratedark@gmail.com. You can tweet the show at Rated Ark on Twitter. You can grab our RSS feed, get our show notes, and apply to join us in-game at ratedark.podbean.com.
Oh, yes. And first, we would like to start the show up because, it's not just Luminin and me hanging out, recording Rated Ark. We have a lot more voices that need to tell you who they are. So first off, I'm Esmeralda Sky. I'm going to be driving this little car. And in my side car, got Mr. Luminin. And then we also have, I'm going to start with whoever is below me in TeamSpeak. And Cole, you're the lucky dog right below me. Who are you? Why do you like Ark? What brought you here? Introduce yourself.
Actually, I think you brought me here. I used to play World of Warcraft, and you said, hey, there's this awesome game I'm playing, and so I came and checked it out. Now I've got at least over 900 hours of playtime in this game, and I love it. And I'm discovering things every day that's new and interesting, and things I didn't know, and being able to turn around and tell everybody else some of these fun things and new things. That's all what I'm all about.
Awesome. So who's below Cole?
Well, that would be me.
Yeah, Turk. tell us all your jazz.
Hey, I'm Turk. I've been around pretty much since day one on release, and really enjoy the game. Have a lot of hours in. I'm kind of an addicted gamer. I do exclusively PC type games, and once I find one I like, I stick with it. So I'm looking forward to sharing what I've learned with you guys.
Awesome. Luminin, it's your turn. Step up to bat.
Hey guys, I'm Luminin. As you may have heard, I've been doing a lot of the voiceovers. I guess according to Turk, I have that radio voice. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, I'm another WoW guy who happened across a little podcast called Chicks That Click, hosted by our host, Esmeralda Sky.
Oh.
And kind of wormed my way into this one.
You stuck your foot at the door and then we yanked you in. Come on, get in here. So what do you like about Ark? Like, what is keeping you on the island?
That's a pretty easy one. I'm learning. I love games. When I come into it, I have no idea about anything, and there's just so much there to learn and enjoy. You get into a game and you play it for years, you're just going through the motions.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, City? I see you. Tell everybody about yourself.
Well, I think I'll let the radio voice speak for me. Lumina, can you step in? No, I'm just kidding. Hey, I'm the same as Lumina. I found this game through Esme, Miss Sky, thank you. Chicks That Click. This game is incredible. I mean, there's so much to do, and there's no rules other than what you learn on a daily experience. And that's what I really like about the game. And I like Turk.
I have to say, City, you make my jaw drop. I flew over your base last night because there's a long story of why I was over there. But that might be later on in another segment, but not this one. But I visited and I was like, oh my God, City is just blowing my mind, because I remember your first little base and I was like, oh, you might need a roof because people can steal your stuff. And you're like, oh, okay,
Oh, I know.
It's so cool seeing how everybody attacks the game and all that. So I think that's awesome. And Mr. Twinkle, last but not least.
Hey guys, my name is Twinkle. I'm pretty much known as the derp on the server. If you're with me, something's gonna go wrong. One way or another, somebody's gonna die. Well, what keeps me going on Ark is, there's always something you can do, like something new, interesting. My favorite part about it is the building aspect. I mean, I don't know. I could sit on one project, like literally I had a 4x4 house. I spent like 5 hours building the damn thing, and it looks... Nothing changed on it. I don't know. The game's amazing. It's just new things every day.
Yeah, I totally agree. I want to say that, like, these are the voices that you hear right now, but we will be switching it up in the future, just depending on who shows up, who joins our server, because this is a server-hosted roundtable with a core of us on the show, and then as we can fit in and as interest provides, we hope to switch it up in different voices and different views, and like a little party up in our TeamSpeak. So that is awesome. And what brought me into Ark was actually a gaming group, and one of the members was like, "Oh, hey, this is a great game," and I seen it around, and I never thought, because I've always played World of Warcraft, and I thought, no, I don't know. It looks, I don't know. Well, then all of a sudden it went on sale on Steam. I bought it, and I love it. Plus, the people are awesome, and we've all survived many server wipes, so. We're veterans.
Oh gosh, are you going to talk about the server wipes?
maybe down the road.
Yeah, a little bit later.
Maybe a little later.
My gosh, yeah.
That's the baby of the group. I've only survived one.
Oh yeah, you're lucky now. You are lucky. So just to give you kind of an idea of where we're going with the show, like I said, we're going to come together each week as a server to host this podcast. Fun and informative roundtable discussion. And so we'll cover all different areas. It could be from new people to veterans to things we're learning, things that we might have no idea and we would like some feedback on because we have no clue what we're doing, all that stuff. So now we're going to hop into our Fresh from the Forge segment, and that is where we're going to cover Ark news and anything that popped up and we want to talk about. So I think my sidecar buddy Luminen wants to get us started. What do you got for us, fresh out of the forge?
Well, I just happened to cross paths with Jad on Twitter the other day, and he had shared something called the Dododex app. Well, that's a mouthful.
Yes.
And out of curiosity, I downloaded it. It is absolutely amazing. It has every tameable creature in game. You select which level they are. It's a taming calculator. It tells you their favorite food, how many per that level you're going to need, how long it takes for the decay rate, how long it's going to take you to tame it, and then it calculates based on your phone's time what time of night or day that you'll finish taming it. The effectiveness, the level increase, it's super in-depth. It's laid out fantastically. They just added all the pictures for every animal in game, which I've kind of been cheating. As a new guy, what the heck's a Sarco?
Right.
Pull this app out, swipe through them. Oh, well, it's a giant alligator thing. I knew that.
Right, and then have you noticed, like, sometimes people call things different names than what they are? Because I remember I always used to call, like, Dilos spitters forever, because, I don't know, because they just spit on you. And I would reference a spitter, and everybody's like, what? So, that probably is a very helpful app.
Hey, City came up with a really good one for the Megaloceros. What do you call it, a Megalomoose?
Yes.
Yeah, Megalomoose. And I like spitter, too. That's great.
Armadillos, dolphin, beavers.
Yeah.
I mean, they all have their species names, but I tend to just call them what the reality.
Yeah, so has anybody else heard about the Dodo X app?
I just downloaded it. It looks awesome.
You?
No, I go to Crumplecorn or to Ark Survival Evolved website. Those are the only two that I know of.
Yeah, now I don't have a cell phone, so.
Because you know why? Because you live in real life Ark, Turk, so.
Pretty much.
You haven't got that engram yet, bud, so.
Yeah. It's not available in my area.
It's not available. You are on an official server where they don't have that mod. That's all you gotta say.
Exactly.
Tell that to somebody in the grocery store and let me know what to do.
Well, I know.
Yeah, this is a great app. The only problem I've got with it is I tend to play on servers that have, it's called 8+, and it's a mod that changes the server to allow dinosaurs in the wild to go up to a level 240.
Oh,
instead of what the regular is, which is 120. And so this app stops at a level So for me, trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to tame something that's a level 240.
Like a big thing to.
But there is an add-on. It's called Math. So
No, I don't have room on my phone for that.
That's on your unofficial, or that's on your official server. without the mod.
Exactly.
That's right next to the pen and pencil and the paper. We don't do that anymore.
And also just getting acquainted with the different creatures that are on the island too. That
Absolutely.
can't hurt. So,
And like I said, I knew what a Sarco was. I couldn't think. I'm like, well, I don't know what that is. Scroll down
It's
to the
an
Sarco, it pulls up a picture. I'm like, oh.
yeah, it's a raft. It's a raft eating beast.
Only your raft.
Only my rafts. My rafts are
Only
made of
your
beef
raft,
jerky.
yeah.
So. My
Well-
rafts are made of what is it? Prime meat jerky. That's what I make my rafts out of. And Sarcos
Exactly.
sink their teeth into it. Every raft I own. So yeah.
I would like to comment again on the crumple corn one. The website there, you can put in whatever it is that you are running on your server, like the 15 times tame, and it'll tell you how many mojo berries or majo berries or whatever they're called, and how long it's going to take, and how many arrows, and how many darts, and how many, all of that stuff that you need to know. It doesn't have pictures though for the younger kids, but other than that, it's pretty good.
And what was that called again? So we can make sure to add it in the show notes.
Crumplecorn.com.
Crumple core or crumple corn?
Corn, C-O-R-N.
Oh, okay. So
No, it's
we will
really
make sure.
good. That's a staple.
I believe so, yeah.
And that's a website. Is that a website?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that crumple?
www.
A www? Okay. So moving on to something. You got something else coming out of the forge, and it smells a little stinky. It is an article from out of Kotaku. Interviewed the Studio Wildcard co-founder Susan Stieglitz on why poop was added into the game. And had you guys ever wondered that? Like, why poop? Like, oh, that was one of the funniest
I can't
things.
say that ever really crossed my mind.
Really? Well,
No,
you haven't played on a
it's
PvP
essential.
server.
I just know Turk's obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Because he likes to paint things brown. But, no.
There was something said about that article that I never really understood. It was either gather poop or commit suicide.
That's when you boiled down the article. That's what you got. Life or death.
Yeah, what is that?
No.
Go ahead.
Back in the day, if you were trapped or stuck or the unfortunate recipient of a game glitch, what you could do is eat your own poop, and it would kill you, and you would respawn. So it was like a suicide pill. So it was eat, poop, and die was the...
Yeah. It's
That
not
sounds
just
a little
something
hard
that
to
your
swallow.
ex yells at you when you break up. It's not that.
Can you
No,
feed
but
it to your
close.
ex?
But close.
Oh, absolutely. Feed it away. Force feed. You got to knock her out first.
Kind of like taming
Or
an
him.
8-man.
Exactly. Force tame.
But yeah.
You know, when you guys first told me that, I seriously thought you guys were messing with me.
Totally not kidding.
No, not at all.
So don't eat your poop. So Susan alluded to the fact that the reason why they added it in the game wasn't just to do it instead of having to do a suicide key. So, like, reason being that she said that players could get trapped, and like Turk was saying, you can get trapped, and also if you play on a PvP server, you can be held hostage. And it depends on how much of a life this person does not have. They can keep you hostage for a very long time. And in theory, but I don't think this is... Apparently she's not a realist, because if somebody is dedicated, in my mind, if somebody's dedicated to keeping you prisoner in a game, in a fake world, they're going to probably go all out and pick your poop up and not let you eat it. So that kind of, there's a flaw there. Because I'm telling you right now, if I played on a PvP server and I lived in my basement and that's all I wanted to do was lock bot people up into buildings, I would go in and collect your poop before you could eat it, just to keep you prisoner. So...
Yep,
I
play
don't
on
think they
another-
figured that out.
Yeah, I play on another server as well, a PvP one, once in a while, not very often. And there's a person on there who's been held captive for 2 weeks.
Yes, it happens.
That's terrible.
And then they added in the handcuffs. So
Yes.
yeah, handcuffs, and so you can't pick your poop up. Then I don't know. We'll have to handcuff somebody. Can you or can't you?
No, you cannot.
So they have to come up with something else.
All you can do is run, and what they do is they load you with wood or rocks.
Oh
so
my
you can't
God!
Move. And all they have to do is come on about every 5 hours and feed you, force feed you. They knock you out, force feed you. And there's been people that were held captive for like 3-4 days.
Oh my God!
Ridiculous.
So cool. What have you ever played on a PvP server?
Very, very briefly.
Hate it.
Absolutely hated it. I actually just a friend of mine went over to a Valhalla server, which is, for the people who haven't played, Valhalla is a different map, so it's technically a mod, and it's a beautiful map, and it's huge compared to the island, which is what the standard game is. And it's a PvE PvP server, so you don't necessarily have to PvE, but I was there for probably about 10 minutes and he just was immediately killed by somebody else who had just spawned into the game. And so I was like, okay, that's enough PvP for me, and basically logged out and went back to our server.
How about Twinkle? Have you played on a PvP server?
I have the best story ever you might want to hear.
Go for it. Lay it on us,
This was
Twinkle.
the first time I ever actually played Ark. This is the first time I joined a server or anything. Pretty much what happened was I was wandering around, gathering some berries, just minding my own business. Walked up to I thought it was a chick, but it was just some guy.
Kind of like City.
Yeah, kind of like you. And then pretty much what happened was I was just like, "What's up, dude?" And then we just started chatting for a minute, probably like 3 or 4 minutes. Then an actual girl comes up from behind me and shoots me in the back of the head with a tranq dart. At the time, I didn't know what was going on, so I thought I died. So this guy was so what he did is you know how you can drag bodies when they're knocked out.
Yeah.
We were right next to what's that? Where is that at? You guys know where that cave is by the water?
The cave by the water?
No, I mean by on the cliffside.
Oh, the one on the southeast
on the cliff.
The southeast corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much he was dangling me down near that cave.
Oh God.
And he dangled me down onto the cliff, and there was Megalodon swimming in the water. And my words came to me. I just thought, I'd be thinking he'd let me go if I said let me go. In reality, he thought otherwise. He wanted to drop me in the water. And I was eaten alive by Megalodons.
Welcome to PvP, right?
Yeah. It wasn't real pleasant.
You stay there, or did you get out of Dodge?
Well, I tried to go back, and I talked to that same person before, like the person that did knock me out, and I tried to find where that guy was, because my mission was I was going to, kill him. Knock him out and do the same thing to him, but I found him, and then he was in full Metal Gear, and he pretty much, killed me in a second, so then I got on PvP.
So has anybody else had any PvP server experiences?
Oh, I have.
Oh,
what is your most funniest one, Turk?
Yeah, I was on a PvP server. I joined a server with a guy I work with and a friend of his out in Oregon. And no slight, Cole. But it was the friendliest PvP server. It was the friendliest server I've ever been on. They had these things. People had their territories. It was a private server, and they had all these rules. And if you violated a rule, you had to pay the other tribe 10,000 rocks, or they would attack you. And it never happened. And so it was pretty peaceful. I mean, I was never on an official server, but it was. We had people living in our territory, and we charged them rent for protection. But we never got in a fight, not once, ever.
That's cool.
No, it wasn't. It was boring.
Well, it's kind of cool that they at least had, it's so hard to get people to stay on the same page, and it's almost like these people that joined were like, oh, okay, and, all equally abided the rules, apparently, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I
didn't last there long. I got bored out of my mind and left.
Yeah, my first server I played on was PvP, and I found out that it was PvP, and I was like, screw that. I am not playing this game as a chick. I want to be the biggest, ugliest dude on the server because I didn't want to be some, like, woman held captive on the island, you know? So I created my tune Bobbert, and that was who Bobbert was. Bobbert. And Bobbert and me, he's, like, become, like, a part of me now, so I'll have to remake Bobbert. But I lived on a boat, and I kept to myself, and we didn't really have too much activity on the PvP server until one day this crazy ragtag group of friends, and you know they were friends because they're all in one tribe and they all talk the same. They took our little peaceful PvP server and flipped it upside down, where they started like they knew what they were doing. They're like, let's find the unpopulated PvP server and just blow it up. And that's what they did. Like, the server admin was like, obviously the Alpha tribe, like him and his buddies were like the Alpha tribe on the island, and which was okay with me because I'm just a dude on a boat and nobody cared, but I wasn't a threat to anybody. And so, like, they had farmed so much C4, I guess, to blow up all of the bases on the island, and they were, like, living in an underwater base, and I hadn't even gone to the water. There's no way. So, like, Bobber, thank God. But one thing I did learn on a PvP server, I don't know if anybody can do this yet, but there is the edge of the world. I recommend, if you played a PvP server, to get yourself a boat and a bobber, and back that puppy up to the edge of the earth so that nobody can enter. Like, if somebody joins your boat...
No, that got fixed.
Did it? Doggone it.
Yep.
That was the only thing that was my Bobbert's saving grace, was that amazing edge of the earth. It sucked if you have animals, because they would be in the water, because it pushed them right off, but... So.
Twinkle, don't even mention it.
Peanut butter?
That's another time.
Oh, no.
That is another time.
Another story.
Peanut butter. Okay, so moving on to our next Fresh from the Forge, a new segment we had added in. The Ark Survival of the Fittest went free to play and in early release. So we had all discussed, like, none of us had personally played in that, right? Like, has anybody done the Survival of the Fittest?
Nope.
I have not.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, it's more... It's been described more like a Hunger Games type of a thing. From my understanding, you can get into, like, a 6-person tribe. And I think this is, I guess, a great way for the game of Ark to enter into the esports, because they're actually awarding over $50,000 for the top 10 ranked players in each of the 4 game modes. So that's pretty substantial for to bust into the esports. And I also saw, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with MOBAs, like Heroes of the Storm, League of Legends, Smite, all those.
Nope.
Because
I'm familiar with League of Legends. That game used to be my favorite game.
A drug, the Twinkle drug.
Hmm?
Was that your drug?
I spent so much money in that game. I probably have like over $1,000 worth of skins.
There you
it's
go.
It's unreal, and like pretty much what a skin is, it's like each there's a bunch of different characters in the game that you can choose from, and I probably had a skin probably for every character in that game times 2.
Oh, okay.
And
yep.
I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing over and over again. Just it's a 5v5 team competitive game mode.
Yeah.
And you just PvP.
And they're calling this a MOSA instead of a MOBA. So, was that malt? I can't even think of it. What was MOBA? Online Battle Arena. Yeah, multiplayer online battle arena. And this was multiplayer online survival arena. So Ark it's from what I understand, they're like the first ones coining the term MOSA. So, steering away from MOBAs, which that seems to be taking over like the whole MMO. So actually, I think it's a pretty cool marketing thing that they're doing, because they're appealing to us sandbox lovers, but they're also diving over into a mobile online survival arena, which is a little spin-off from like a MOBA. And I honestly think this sure beats playing like a MOBA. It's like third person, and you click and your character moves to the click to where you point out on the screen. I think this is definitely a higher quality. If I were to pick one or the other, I definitely would pick a MOSA.
Well, the thing is you have to invest like 5 hours into each event, which a lot of us can't do.
Oh, yes.
I think that's the flaw. But yeah, it's really intense. It's really cool. If you watch the videos or the streams, it's really awesome. You can learn a lot of things, but it's just not for me.
Right. And do you think that they were targeting an age demographic with that? Because 5 hour or the amount of time, because it's not like we could technically play Ark for 5 hours, but we can leave and come back and leave and come back. Like, this would be like you'd have to pee in a pop bottle or something. I would
pretty much, and that's the problem. I mean, but it's definitely targeted towards a certain demographic.
Yes.
And I'm not it.
I'm not it. There's no way I'm it.
This is a really exciting time for esports. Seeing
Absolutely.
ESPN just jumped in there. It was like, oh, well, we're going to do esports now. So this might be them setting up to do like a professional league where this becomes people's jobs.
Yep.
I mean, somebody like Rocket would probably enjoy the heck out of it. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that's what it all comes down to. And I think that's the cool thing about gaming in general is because, like, even right here on this podcast, we have such a diverse age group, life group,
Oh yeah,
it's in that. I think that right here, this little chunk right here is pretty accurate to what is in gaming. Is we're all different ages, we're all different genders, we're all different interests, we're all different time limits, and I thought this was a pretty cool thing for a game that is technically still an early release, already setting their sights on the esports realm, where a lot of other big game developers are taking over MOBAs. I think it was pretty cool that they're doing the MOSA. But and the fact that they're already adding in the money pools, and they've already been doing a lot of Twitch streams and all that, and so yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. So I'd be kind of interested in seeing like where this goes and how much this develops and all that jazz. I do know Blizzard was holding like it was on esports, was a ESPN2. They did hold a MOBA on television. It kind of ticked off a lot of the hard, like the typical, because if you talk to somebody about sports, it doesn't, like a football player, basketball player, golf, bowling, then they're like, oh, video games? Like, it's like a total culture shock. Have you guys noticed that? Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, you do see a little bit of that, yeah.
Well, people still say golf isn't a sport, or certain things there. So
yeah,
of course, change.
Yep, change. Yep. So this will be interesting. I'd like to see where this is going to take everybody. But the actual thing itself is survivors will be able to form 1 to 6 person tribes with options to choose an unofficial player hosted or an official rank server. And this actually came from an actual. It was more or less like a mod. It wasn't something that they had developed themselves. It was something that was developed, and it was a mode that was first available as a total conversion, and it debuted worldwide with a 70% slaughter fest of a tournament. That's what it was saying. So now it's an actual thing. They split it off, and now they're offering it free to play. And so does anybody have any finishing thoughts on it?
No, other than I think it's really cool that they've made a lot of money off this game, and they're returning that money back to the people that play through these competitive outlets, which is really awesome.
That's a good point, Turk. I'm glad you threw that in there because that is a very, very good thing.
Yeah, I was going to mention that in the just under the first week of this game's release on Steam, they had over $10 million in sales. Under a week. So, I mean, it's fantastic that they're pouring money back into the community that supported them. Now, you guys know that before the Survival of the Fittest came out, they had and they might still be running the global worldwide mod contest, and they were actually offering prizes to that. They had 3 categories. First prize in each of those categories was $10,000. So, I mean, a lot of these mods that they're slowly incorporating into the game, again, that's a whole other. They're rewarding people for helping them create fantastic content.
And know what's really cool? The winner now works for Wildcard.
Wow.
Yeah, he's the community liaison between the modders and the devs. So
that
really
is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
another
that's
whole
really
thing
cool.
to talk about is the community. Like,
Wow.
I think Ark has one of the best communities. I mean, they have updates coming out every, 3 to 4 days.
Yes.
Whether it's bug fixes or it's new content.
And you don't have to restart your game like you do in 7 Days to Die or some of these other alphas. You know, you can continue on and enjoy the benefits of the new patches. So
Yeah, and I think what I like about Ark is when you go on their forums, they actually listen. They actually read their forums. Most on other games, like most of the time they don't read the forums and take opinions from the community.
Yeah,
The amount
I
of
agree.
work, yeah, totally, and the amount of work that they're pouring into it, like I can't even fathom. I don't know how large their team is, but you get these massive games like the Blizzard games, World of Warcraft. They can only do so much because you have so many people shouting for attention. But I mean, you had it's $20 to $30 per game, and in less than a week, your first launch, you made over 10 million. How many people are playing this game, and how many people are calling out for hey, this could be changed? And what's amazing is they're listening and they're acting on almost all of it.
And definitely keeping up the communication too. So like I see they're very active on Twitter. I'm a Twitter person, so I see that more. Where I don't know if you guys favor a place where you get information.
they're on Reddit every day.
See,
So
yeah.
they follow Reddit religiously. So
Yeah, I'm with you, Twinkle. I think that's the community too and their interaction with the community is definitely an excellent role model for others to follow. And the constant updates. You don't feel like you're left out in the wing. They go, this is what we're working on. Boom, there it is. This is what we're working on. Boom, there it is. And I actually had ran into someone who was complaining that they had to keep updating their Ark. And I'm like, really? You're complaining that a game that's in development is updating on a regular basis? And if you don't play for like a week or two, you're all mad about it? Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Get over yourself.
Now, what they need to do is play another early access and see what that's like.
Oh my God, this is like
'Cause
the
it's
red
hell.
carpet treatment of
Exactly.
freaking early access.
Well, that's what I like about Ark. I mean, there's always something new to do, like I said earlier. I mean, there's always adding stuff.
Yeah.
Like every week they're adding something new, at least every week.
And
Every 3 to 4 days, there's always bug fixes.
Were you going to say something, City?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was going to say they need to bring it down on the bandwidth levels so Twinkle can play.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the bandwidth, dude. That's
No.
that's a whole nother ordeal.
He must live on an un-internet modded server. Luminant?
It's a seriously graphic heavy game. For those of you that are maybe just researching it to purchase it, understand that you are going to have a pretty beefy computer. I actually had to. I went out and purchased a brand new gaming laptop so I could play this game on something above minimum graphics.
Yeah, I do run everything on mine on medium, and I think that's definitely something we can, hit on for people to even want to jump in, So, but we could probably hit that up in punching trees, because in order to even play the game, you got to be able to run the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Punch a tree.
So moving on, we have how the main topic, which you would have thought was what we were just talking about, was just how do you pick a server? When you start the game, what kind of a server? Like, what does each of us look for in a server? So, Luminen, you're the first to throw in your dice. So, what do you look for, or when you first downloaded the game, or have you looked at other servers, or played on other servers, or what?
I've played on a few official servers. When I first started up, you were talking about it, and I ran home and I bought this thing and got it installed. I flew into it, and then I died, and nobody would talk to me or help me, so I kind of hopped a little bit. Like I said, I've played World of Warcraft a lot, and I'm a PvE guy. I try to avoid PvP. Where officials, they aren't. I didn't really understand what official versus unofficial was at the time.
Oh, okay.
But having played with you guys for a little bit, in between there, I played with my cousin on an official heavy PvP server. I mean, Oh, it was horrible. He like carried us off to the middle of nowhere and dropped us. He's like, all right, build a base, learn how to play, and then we'll let you come play with us. We got raided in 3 nights, and I was like, you know what? This isn't for me. Esmeralda's got it kind of set up, and she's like invited me to come play with her. I'm just gonna, leave you guys.
Yeah.
He's been after me. Hey, you gonna come back? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
So mods are nice. I love some of the mods that we have now. The corrected structures. I haven't built that much. This is all new to me, but the stuff that you guys have told me, and I know the frustrations that all of you guys have went through with the snapping and all that. It's fantastic, and you're able to pick stuff up, which I love because Turk just helped me get my first beaver, and oh my gosh, I've already filled a large container with wood. It took me 10 minutes, but mods are fantastic. But another big thing is yes, you can go unofficial and have mods, or you can go official and have stability. Because as you guys have mentioned, you went through several servers, and they get wiped, and they just vanish.
Yep, that is true. That's definitely, and even if you pick an unofficial server, and if you buy one, something could still happen. Crap still happens. Voodoo still happens.
Life still happens.
Yeah.
Voodoo, you're right. Voodoo.
Yep, voodoo. We had voodoo.
We totally had voodoo. Yeah.
For the listeners, you remember that one wipe that I survived?
Yeah.
It was voodoo.
Totally. Yeah. Yep. So I had added in being that when I started playing Ark, I was on a PvP server, and that was like a job. And it was a job because the actual tribe that I was a part of before I decided to live on a boat it was like on a PvP server, your whole purpose is to survive players on top of the dinosaurs. And in order to do that, like if you have organic turrets, let's say there's 5 of you, then you get all this like animosity. Oh, so-and-so's not picking up poop and making the fertilizer to feed the organic turrets, and our defenses are gonna go, nobody's watering this, nobody's picking up poop, nobody's feeding the troughs, our dinosaurs are gonna die, nobody's, it was like a total crap. It was like finger pointing, and it was stressful, and it hit me. I'm like, oh my god, I totally play this game for relaxation, and I game to have fun at the end of my crazy day. I don't game to jump into like more crazy to like do this, so-and-so didn't do that. I'm like, I'm a mom of 2 kids. I know I'm going to hear that as they grow up. I don't want to have to play a video game where people are getting mad at each other and poking at each other and keeping tabs, and it was horrible.
Horrible.
It was horrible.
I agree.
Yeah, so PV, and then the new people coming in, they get so lost, they don't get time to enjoy the game. They feel like, oh my god, I need to participate. I need to do this. And then you're level 1 worrying about picking up poop every day. That's not fun. You didn't pay $30 to pick up poop every day, So no, sorry. So I said, peace out, PvE all the way. And then that's why I did that. So it's not for me. It's not for my lifestyle. It's not for my enjoyment style. So I don't care in the mods. I love mods. Mods are awesome, but I don't have I run all my computer on medium, and I've tried a lot of mod heavy servers, and the lag is just ridiculous for me. So I think if I had to have mods, I would want it to be add a little bit at a time to see, and that's the hard part. Or I don't want to spend an entire day downloading the mod, all the 9 packages of mods before. But who's going to speak after me will totally tell you it's worth it to get mods. So Cole, that's you. So
yeah. Yeah,
tell us about your love.
I love me a modded server because I love building. That's probably one of my favorite parts of this entire game. It's like taming is not my forte. If somebody wants to tame me something, I'm very, very thankful, but it's definitely not something I want to go out and do myself.
You have so many animals.
Yes. On my modded server, which actually makes it not painful. So like one of the mods we use, there's so that you can have a gun and you can have darts, and you can have that in regular and unmodded servers or modded servers. But what this mod does is it changes it so it's a dart that's created that you It's called the 30cc extreme dart. And so what it does is it probably takes maybe 1 to 2 darts to down even the highest level of dinosaurs. So you're not having to shoot them constantly, shooting them 20, 30 times just for them to pass out. And so that is one thing that makes it really nice, is you don't have to spend a lot of time just trying to get the thing to pass out. And then there's other mods, like if you're going to be farming, so you can create kibble and grow vegetables to create kibble. There's a mod that will pick up poop for you if it's in the area, so you don't have to pick it up yourself and put it into into the compost bin, and then it will automatically take thatch from the thatch bin, create the fertilizer, and then it will put it into like a storage silo for you, and it just will automatically do that for you. So all you have to do is park a couple of I call them pigs, I think they're called Phiomias, but park a couple of those, make sure they've got berries, and then all of that poop will turn into fertilizer automatically for you. So there's some things that are like quality of life mods that I really like, because I don't want to spend all day picking up poop. It's not my thing.
I do.
Yes.
You roll around in it, Turk. That's entirely different. That's not even picking it up.
It's a personality flaw.
That's your organic mattress, as far as
Well, he is living in a basement right now.
He is living in a basement, laying on his poop mattress.
True.
Yeah, and then the other parts that I really like are, I like to have kind of a higher gather rate. So I don't see myself ever playing on an official server. I think it would just be such a grind and so slow that I wouldn't be able to see anything for all of the work that I put in. Especially like a taming rate. I tend to like a higher taming rate. So again, I'm not spending all day trying to tame one dinosaur. I can actually go off and do other things. And I don't mind necessarily gathering a whole bunch of materials, because I know I'll be able to build something with it and see something for all of the effort that I've put in.
You hit on a lot of good things there, Cole. And one of the things that I really like about this game, maybe not change so many subjects, but everything in this game is usable. Everything.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's a good point. There isn't any.
Sorry about that. But even your own dead bodies.
Yes.
Which I found disturbing when they described this to me. I did not know you could gather meat from, no. Cold work.
We're like, harvest it. He's like, really?
I was
really?
Oh man, I was a little disturbed.
No, you feel wrong. You're like whacking at yourself.
And well, it's like the same as all the regular raw meat, and I'm like,
And you can cook it up and eat it.
Yeah, I'm kind of offended that we don't get Prime, because I think we're all pretty.
That's not quite right.
Pretty amazing individuals.
I can understand that.
We should be getting some Prime meat off of our bodies. That'll be my enrage item. I'm mad I don't get Prime meat when I chop up my body.
Yeah, I work out 40 hours a week. Damn it.
I think we're all getting a little more than 40 a week into this.
Sorry to change subjects, Cole.
No, it's a great add-in, definitely. Cole, did you want to finish up your what makes you pick the server and your love for mods? Did you have anything else?
Honestly, trying to pick a server is kind of a crapshoot. I mean, you're going to go out there, you're going to pick one, and you can find out soon.
Ours is the best.
Exactly. Ours is the best. But sometimes you'll go to a server going, okay, great. They've got everything I want. They've got mods. They've got a great gather rate, a great experience rate, great taming rates. And then the server is just jackasses.
Full of poopy buttholes.
Yeah. And poopy buttholes. That is a story for later, for sure.
Yeah, it's story for later. Yeah.
But then you could turn around and, put all your effort into it. And like we've been saying so far, you can have your server just disappear overnight and you'll never see it again.
All of the work.
And lose everything that you did. And then sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll just find the server that's full of people that are really nice, and people that you've never known previously to coming into the game, and you can literally find what you would consider home. And even if that home kind of goes through change, like a map change. Like I went from one to change to Valhalla, and then now it's back to the islands. But I've, kind of followed the admin and the server people around because it was a community where we actually, talked to each other and stuff. It wasn't silent. It wasn't crickets in the chat box. And so it really you just got to try different things out and find what feels right for you.
Can you harvest them crickets?
I'm sure
Oh yeah,
eventually,
oh
yes.
yeah.
Those bugs, yeah, you get some good chitin from
Oh,
them.
I hate them. So Turk, what is something that stands out when you're searching for a server?
No, some of the things that Cole touched upon, and Luminen spoke earlier about stability as far as the official servers. The problem with the official servers is people pillar spam, and there's trolls, and there's no mediator, a moderator. People hoard resources and block resources, and if you haven't been on there since day one, you're pretty much screwed. You can't build, you can't put down the campfire, you're trying to tame, you can't put down the fire. It's frustrating. And they have little exclusive cliques. And then if you go onto an unofficial, which are much better because it's not so much of a grind, and you have options, and it's more customizable. The hosts quit. They rage quit. And every server I've ever been on, the host has shut down their server, except for the one I'm currently on.
And it's usually, not to interrupt, but it's usually just an unexpected, what the fuck is going on?
Exactly.
Yeah, people don't communicate. They don't say, I was on one server and the guy said, hey, we only have 5 people playing actively. It's not worth my cost. I'm disinterested. I'm going to put up the save files if anybody wants them. We'll be shutting down in 2 weeks. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
that will never happen on this server because, first off, I'm a maniac, and if Esme ever decided to bail, I would pick it up immediately.
Yeah, and I'll
And-
back you up there,
Yep.
Mr. Turk.
Yeah, I think several of us
would. And if I were to bail, Cole would pick it up, and if he bailed,
Yeah.
City would. I mean, there's always somebody on this server. This is a server of the people that have been like
Screwed over multiple
times, and we're tired of it. We're done. We want to home, and we've worked hard to build a really good community.
Hard.
Everybody gets along. For the most part, there's like little quab. I pick on Rocket all the time, but it's not fun.
You.
And so.
What about your beast, Turk?
Oh,
You
I
turned
abuse
Twinkle
the
into a
hell. No,
sourpuss.
I take Twinkle so much to advantage. I didn't even mention the fact that I abuse him nonstop.
Get off your grass.
Yeah, don't cut down that tree.
Oh God!
Don't look at my T-Rex. Betty don't like you.
But we have a really good group, a really good community. That's the most important thing, because my game is not the same as Cole's game. It's not the same as Esme's game or Twinkle's game, but we all respect each other's game, and we have fun together.
Agreed.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
But how about
And I'm
Twinkle?
about done with
Oh, go
that.
for it. And you're about done. Can we get off your lawn now?
You better get the hell off my lawn.
Alrighty. Well, Twinkles, I mean, he's the man to talk to when talking about getting off your lawn. So, what do you look at and what do you look for when you are searching for a server, Mr. Twinkle?
Well, really, I don't even know. I mean, I just joined Big Server one day, and ever since then,
Don't say
we
that
just
word.
had wipes, and I've just been joining the servers you guys have been joining, so I really don't
And
have
you know,
any
the cool thing
great
is we-
suggestions for that.
Yeah, and we tag each other. We're like, oh man, crap went down again. Everything's down. We're going over here.
But
You
it's
know?
all about building the community.
Yeah.
And we have that. We have
Yeah.
a community
Yeah.
where most servers don't. They're so busy trying to build popularity and get a bunch of players. Our server's really, really small, and the people that play on it are a select few. We don't take everybody. I mean, but we all help each other and
Yeah, definitely.
support each other.
Luminen's one of our newbies, and he's had it really lucky. He hasn't had to go through the trenches. So you're lucky, man. You're lucky.
Well, he went through one.
He went through one trench, but that was out of
wiped.
That wasn't much of a trench.
Yes, I had to go through the bruises and the scars that we have.
We had to walk up our server both hills in the snow.
But he's felt the angst.
Yeah, definitely.
I need that wood.
I guess I'm punching some trees.
All right, punching trees it is. Oh, Luminen, you're getting us rolling. Do you have a tip for a new player, Mr. Luminen?
As a new player, for the new players, you should vote. The one thing that I can attest to: do not worry about items. Just level up, get your engrams that you think are important, and go about your business. When you feel secure that you're not going to die every 5 minutes, build a little bit of a shelter, not thatch, and then kind of work your way out. Learn a little bit, find somebody to kind of mentor you, or a great group such as this group, and you'll enjoy it much, much more.
Excellent. That's some excellent punching tree advice, Luminen. My personal one was getting used to losing all of your stuff a lot. Whether it's dying and not knowing where your body is, or dying and having your body ate and ate all of your stuff and you gotta run around. Don't get attached to your dinosaurs. They will be murdered. They will disappear. It is. They will just disappear. You will log in. There will be nothing in the log, and your sparkly Mr. Larry the Parasaur is gone, and there's no rhyme or reason why, because it's an early access game. So this game is an early access, and if you're hopping on and you want to play, you're gonna die a lot, you're gonna lose a lot, and compies are jackholes. They look cute until their backup arrives, and they'll stare at you with their little, beautiful, cute little eyes, and they look all innocent, and then all of a sudden 40 of them take you out. And that's not good. So just when you see a compy, just run. Just get away. Go away. Don't stick around.
As a major fan of Jurassic Park, my friends that are listening, just imagine the beach scene with the little girl. It was cute when there's one or two of them, and then they swarm.
The thing is you can outrun just about anything in the game.
Not when you spawn on top of them.
But what I'm saying is, if you have the opportunity to fight or run, early game, run.
Yeah. Hey, Turk, tell them how they run really fast. That might be a good punch and tree thingy.
How they run really fast?
By hitting your shift button.
Oh.
Yeah, shift.
I didn't know we were going that simplistic.
Heck yeah, new people.
Oh, yeah. Hit your shift button. And the thing is, if something's chasing you, you can hit your S button and run backwards and smack them in the face at the same time. So do that. That's a good idea.
Poop and feed it to them. Be like, 1 second.
Nah.
Don't bite me. I got some poop right here.
No, they never go for the poop. They never go for the poop. I've tried it 1,000,000 times. I've died 1,000,000 times.
You're assuming they know how to punch, too, which is the left click button on your mouse.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's not digress too far.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, cool. What is some magnificent newbie advice?
Well, be prepared. Upon login, first time you're joining a server, no matter what spawn point you choose, you're probably going to die. A lot. It's going to be one of those things. Don't get upset. Don't nerd rage, and quit the game and never come back and go off, because it's just going to happen. Once you're past that, once you're like, okay, I can accept this, I will die. I'll just respawn, so you're never dead forever. Just be ready for that. And then the other thing that I have to say, when you're flying on a mount, never, ever push E. You will fall off. And if you're up really high, you will just keep falling and falling and falling until you're flat on the ground. And if somehow you survive that, that's when the compies will basically come and kill you.
Yes. You hit it right on there, Cole.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
I say that from
an
experience.
important thing is too is people overuse the E key, and you can also use the F key. So the E key is the use key, and the F key is the access key. So if I want to get into my forge, I can use the E key, or I can use the F key. But if there's fuel in my forge, using the E key will light it or extinguish it depending on its state. So get used to using that F key and don't be so dependent on the E key.
Damn E key.
Damn E key. It's almost like that old, was that like the late 80s, early 90s, this is your brain on drugs. This is your Ark on E key. Like, it causes a lot of unnecessary side effects.
Yeah, use it last resort. I mean, if that's the only way to access something, use it. But if not,
Yeah.
use your F.
Yeah, use the F. So
That advice will save your life many times.
yeah, definitely.
I thought this was a PG podcast.
That kind of flew out the window when you said.
Oh, was that me?
Oh my god. We can edit it and put the beep over it.
Explicit.
We are
Yeah.
called Rated Ark.
I can edit it. I'll just put a dinosaur roar every time somebody says
Oh, yes.
something.
Oh, that's right. This is Rated Ark.
Yeah, this is. I will edit this out, believe me. So City, speaking of you and your dirty potty mouth, what do you have to throw into the mix for new players?
For new players, just like Cole said, don't worry about dying because you're going to. Don't worry about your stuff that'll come to you. Reach out to one of us who are on this server, and we'll help you out. We'll get you started. We'll give you as much help as you want.
We'll leave you alone.
Or yeah, we'll leave you totally
From
alone,
the
yeah.
guy who doesn't want any help.
Yeah, City.
Turk mentions that a lot about me and you, City.
Yep.
Really? No, I mean when I need help,
I respect that. I respect that. City says, "Hey, let me do it. I need to learn."
Yeah,
I respect that.
Yep. Absolutely. We don't want the moochers that sit in global chat going, I want a pterosaur. Somebody come and tame me a pterosaur. And then for 9 hours. And then they get it killed. And then they complain about how long it took them to tame that dinosaur. So finish City. What is your advice?
I'm getting all those key punches on drive. No, dang it, hang on.
You're okay.
It's those
coyote
three
is.
margaritas.
It is totally
They're
right.
starting to kick in.
Well, I got drive up, and when it's automatic editing, and then when I'm punching my key to talk, it's going.
Oh, okay.
So I got to close that out. Sorry.
You good? Do you need help, City?
I think City
Always.
just died again.
I
think City just died.
I die a lot. I'm probably the dyingest person on the server.
Not lately, man. You've been doing
key
better.
when you're flying.
You've been doing better, bro.
Heck yeah,
Hey, I
man.
went like 2 days without dying.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Dude, you're my hero.
I'm like
Oh,
60
yeah.
You-
or 70,
you inspire
and I'm
me.
dying like every other day.
But know what's funny is City will be in the face of danger and die and then move to a more dangerous spot.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
didn't notice that when
and
I
you
flew over
roll
your
up.
house yesterday.
City says, I'm being attacked by an alpha. And so you roll in to help him, and he's naked. And you're like,
Hey, I'm pretty
that's
naked.
City. And he's attacking. He's not on the defense.
Oh my
He's
god.
on offense, perpetual offense.
Yeah, That's
City's
funny.
awesome. He's awesome.
absolutely.
Hey, just have fun. That's all. I mean,
Good.
that's
Exactly.
what I want to do.
And City's game's not my game, but I
The
respect
City's
the hell out
game
of it.
spices
And-
up your game.
But I've learned a lot from him. I mean, really, as far as loss aversion and like getting butt hurt, I don't get butt hurt anymore, and it's because of City. Because I'm like, what the hell? I respawn. I'm okay.
But you
Things
know,
good.
you know who taught you that originally, Turk? This is
Twinkle.
my segue into Mr. Twinkle. Mr.
Twinkle.
Twinkle's been sitting there quiet, but he was the main guy who taught you how to live a little.
Yep, I'll acknowledge that.
Well, that's the thing I want to talk about for starter tips is, I mean, this is something Turk actually taught me when I first started, trusting people. You got to learn how to trust the right people, pick the right server. Because, I mean, if you don't, you get screwed over multiple times.
Tell us your story. Bust those puppies out.
Crossbows.
Yeah, crossbows. Yeah, pretty much there's some people that, like us, that won't screw you over, and there's people that will screw you over. There's a lot of people that will screw you over. And most of the time they're unforgiving, and you got to start all over again.
So what are you talking about specifically? Has this happened to you, Twinkle?
Yes, multiple times.
I'm getting the impression that it has.
And I have been warned multiple times, but I didn't listen the first couple times because, I'm a derp.
No, it's not that you're a derp. It's that you're a really nice guy.
Yes.
And nice guys finish last.
That is true.
No, I'd like to say the whole no good deed goes unpunished.
Exactly.
But, like attracts like, and that's why we all stuck together. So that is a very good point, Mr. Twinkle. When you're playing a survival game, you don't always have to just be looking over your shoulder for the dinos. You gotta be looking over your shoulder for the jackholes that are out there to steal your 9 million crossbows and blame it on Mr. Dude over in the corner.
Well, the thing is people want to belong to a group. It's a natural thing, and they feel secure in a group. And then when they join a group that are not like-minded, problems happen. I mean, it's just bad.
And even in an environment, people tend to role play, especially in video games. So they might be an amazing person in real life, but they like to role play a jackhole in their video game. They want to be that guy that goes and sees if he can break into your base and what he can take, and he might be, not that way in the real world, but in his little video game, he's... No,
the guys that violated Twinkle were jackholes.
Yeah, I know they were.
They were. In real life and fake life. And...
Yep. Because anybody who could do that to our buddy Twinkle, man, they need to be Rex poop.
No, as Twinkle would say, bastards.
Bastards.
You bastards.
So, moving on to, does anybody have anything else to throw into punching trees?
Well, I was just going to go along with what I said. Great tip is just build by yourself and just, then build in the same area, but have your own space. Because, then you can build what you want, and you don't have to, you could take suggestions from somebody if you want to, but you don't have to. It's all up to you.
Twinkle, you and I play together all the time now. But back in the day, we were really reluctant. We kind of ran into each other, and it took a month before we actually teamed up, and there was still a trust issue and things, and it took a couple months for us playing together to where we trusted each other. And when you don't know people in real life, you don't know.
Yes, agreed.
I agree. And also, compounding off from what Twinkle said, he also made a good point with building on your own, not just because you don't want to maybe build with someone else, but because it really helps you level. Because I had shared a base with my husband, and here I was level 30 overnight, and he was level 3 because I was building everything, and he never caught up. So now we'd like to divvy it up. I build the house and the forge and all that jazz, and then he's going to tackle a barn and the greenhouse. So then we're not out leveling each other. So, it does help to go off and build, which is hard on PvP servers because you typically want to stay in the same base because you need those bodies, but then it also makes it kind of hard unless you just stand over a mortar and pestle and bust out narcotics like a madman or woman. It makes it a little harder to level when you're underneath somebody else's roof. So that's just been my experience.
I agree. And you know what? When I play this game, I play for the satisfaction of my building and my taming and my resource gathering and my accomplishments. And I don't even really think about my level. I got to get to the next level. I got to get 60. I got to get 50. I got to get 80. It's not even relevant to myself.
Agreed.
And I think that's what's really different about this game other than getting to level 100 in WoW. I love World of Warcraft, been playing it for years and years, but this is a little different for sure.
Right. And also, go for it.
No, it's what you make it. And
That's what I was
the
gonna
beauty
say.
of a sandbox game.
Yep.
Is we created our own community and our own game within people, like-minded people. Well, not really like-minded people because we're really diverse, but people that value the same things. And so I think that's the beauty of it. You can make it by the way you adjust the settings, or you interact with people, or whether you choose an official server or an unofficial, or a PvP or PvE. There's so much diversity. There's something for everybody, and that's what makes it so great.
I totally agree. Yeah, CCR. I totally agree for that, because I totally agree with that. And what I think is funny is that we just keep getting started, and we have a lot of plans for our future. And I think that's what keeps it exciting for me, is part of the sandboxes. And also, I found that this discourages some people because not everybody feels comfortable being the creator of their own happiness. And I find that sandboxes give you an excellent empty canvas, and you have to have that drive to entertain yourself. And if you suck at entertaining yourself, it really helps finding someone who knows how to do.
If you suck at entertaining yourself, hang out with any one of our tribe mates because they are immensely entertaining. I will personally, City, Twinkle, Rocket, Esme, Luminen, Cole all have their own entertaining properties.
Yeah.
And if you get bored with one, guess what? There's another one right down the beach.
Are you pimping us out?
You know what I found out just by paying attention a little bit, which I don't do very much, but we all play really at different times. I know I'm a very early morning player. As far as my time zone goes, Esme and Mossy, I think, play what I consider in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And then Turk and Twinkle play in the what I want to call late afternoon, early dinner time. And so we're all on at different times. And Cole, now that you're on spring break, you're on all the time. But before that, I'm really not finding when you played. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out.
And when do you play Luminen? What hours do you find? Because your job has you all over the board.
No, he's with us in Twinkle, and
yeah, typically I'm a afternoon, early evening kind of player.
And I just play in the middle of the night, from 11 to 3 in the morning.
And keep me up past my bedtime.
I know.
Yes, I was very guilty of that.
No, because Esme is entertaining. Esme will alt-tab and die every 5 minutes.
Oh my god, that was ridiculous. Yeah. Yep, all the time. So that means that I'm totally not included in the next round. Did anybody have anything to throw into Punching Trees? Because we're hopping into Alpha Tips.
Let's go.
Come on, because that is not me. I have 0.
Bring it.
Moving on.
So, Luminen, what was your first Alpha Tip?
Like I mentioned earlier, find a mentor if you're able. I have Turk. Turk's always on when I'm on, and I ask him questions constantly. Learning is what I find fun about this game, and he makes it. I don't have to go and search the forums and read 12 paragraphs to figure out how to efficiently get flint, or how to tame a giant beaver. Although we did learn something today. They seem to have changed that.
Yeah, I got to commend Mr. Turk also at his patience, where y'all ask him for his knowledge, and he is so great in giving that. And thanks, Turk.
Well, I appreciate it. That's cool. That's why I like a PvE as opposed to a PvP, because I like helping people. So
without wondering if they're going to take you out.
That made me feel good, man. I like that. That
got
was
some
awesome.
warm fuzzies all up in you.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, on. Well, I didn't have any Alpha Tips because I don't ever get to get high enough of a level before my server gets wiped. So that was I'm like, I don't ever get to see anything past. I've never had electricity at my base because every time I start gathering freaking the pearls, I log in and everything's gone, and I'm like, again.
I'm sorry.
So like 6 times around, plus don't feel sorry for me. I'm a derp like Twinkle. I pretty much get sidetracked all the time. Like I log in and I'm gonna do this, and then I find that I spend 2 hours doing the opposite thing.
Yeah,
so I'm not a good efficient. Yeah, I'm not efficient at all. I'm just not.
I think that's the game, Ark.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, like you try to do one thing and then you got 10 other things you got to do that one thing.
Okay, so then it's just the people wiping my server before I get to experience the glow of electricity. So, yeah. So, Turk, what's your alpha?
Well, speaking of electricity, there's a trick you can do when you start to lay your electrical cables or your plumbing and different things in the game. You can place a pillar, and typically when you lay a electrical cable or a pipe, it snaps to a existing structure. So if you lay a pillar, you can move that thing up and down and put it exactly where you want it. You stick that thing in the pillar, the cable or the pipe, and adjust it to the heights you want. So you can hide your electrical cables and your plumbing and everything else underneath your floor where you can't see it and it's not ugly or whatever. And that's something a lot of people don't know. It's really, really cool, and everybody should try it.
That's some pretty great advice.
Hey, with the new corrected mods that we have for the foundations, I found that if I lay my water pipes or intake valves, or I haven't got to the electrical yet on this server since we've been wiped so many times, but being able to move them out of the way and see where you're laying your water underneath your foundations is a pretty cool thing. And if you make a mistake, hey, just pick it up and move it. You have to redo your water intakes and your water lines because they don't have those corrected, but you can try to get them hidden if you like that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree.
Everybody good on moving on to Pimp My Hut?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So. Guess who's getting us started on Pimp My Hut? My sidecar dude, Luminen. How do you pimp your hut, Luminen?
Well, as you guys know,
cereal box.
Come on, man.
Yes,
cereal box.
When I started on their
2
server,
point.
I started somewhere nice and safe, down on the beach of the West Coast. I decided my goal, I was going to build straight up this cliff face and then build a big horseshoe around it and have a nice big area. So I'm gathering these materials, and my buddy from work, Goon, he's helping me, and we get this giant, massive condominium apartment thing built. It's got ladders so you can climb all the way up to the top. We were gonna put ramps so you can just walk down onto the top of the cliff. Never got finished. And then it got pushed to the back burner, and Turk came over one day and he was like, "Oh my gosh, it's a giant cereal box," and it stuck. And we decided that he was gonna paint it up, make it look like Cap'n Crunch or something, and we're gonna put UPC on there. Maybe
that would have been amazing.
Find a mod creator to make a little mod for us to spit out a prize.
Oh my god!
I'm laughing so hard during this whole thing. I'm just trying not to laugh all the time.
But as I was saying earlier, since the wipe, I've upgraded. I'm now living in a toaster pastry box.
Ooh yeah!
So a little bit sweeter, a little more icing.
Is it like the strudels, like the?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Good stuff.
It's not quite as large, but hey. Me and everybody, we cram in there, we keep warm. If you don't have the corrected structures mod like we do, which is awesome, expect to break the wrong thing. You'll be looking at the exact correct thing you want to break. You let off the button, and boom, the wall that you were just not staring at blows out. And it's just like, oh, that's great. especially when you're on the first floor of the cereal box and it all comes collapsing around your ears. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Look at it with a positive view that it's not bad for leveling. Yes, you have to rebuild that entire stupid section of wall, but that's another piece of something you're building and getting experience for.
Good point. Yeah, because you get to build all of those walls again if you take them down. I did go venturing in your cereal box, and so did my BFF Barney. So I did get to... I did find a floating Luminen one day in the air, and I drug him down and I painted his gear green and purple, and I shoved him into the
No way. Green and purple?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
And that was the first thought. I logged in, I'm like, what the heck? I look like Barney. I thought it was Rocket at first. I really thought it was Rocket.
Rocket paints Luminen every day. It's sad.
I felt
There's
bad.
lipstick on him and pink eyeshadow.
My third day on the server, second day having met Rocket, I looked like the Joker. I kid you not. I had green dots for eyes and a big green smile.
There you go. I felt bad that Rocket was going to get blamed for my Barney antics, so when I sent you that GIF or that GIF on Twitter, it was a Barney, and you're like, "Was that you?" Like,
oh yeah, you were my next next one on the list, but I wasn't totally certain.
Yeah, I'll bust myself out. I have no shame in my game. I thought, man, all he had to do was go down the bay and find my entire base was green and purple, so it wouldn't have been that far off. But
ask me.
Yeah, my pimp my hut tip is railings are the new primitive Ark windows. So I railing everything. Everything is rails. Who needs windows? Who needs to make windows in Ark? Just throw railings up everywhere and walls and doors around them. Yep. I love them. And also, what I really love about it is that you get to see the view, because a lot of the stuff in Ark is gorgeous. And why do I want to be blockaded in the dark? You know, so it helps a lot with keeping your house light. You get to see your surroundings. But what it does suck is, like, one thing I did notice was that line of sight wise, predators will see your animals through the railing. So maybe, you know, don't do that. Like, maybe put a wall down, and then if you have like a barn or something, don't do railing all the way to the ground, but
They're working good for me.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah,
my wood ones, I do wood, so
we just have to be careful on like the alphas. They come in and kind of do a little damage, but everything else is protected pretty good.
Awesome. Turk, now this segment right here, it has like Turk all over it too. Like, Turk and Cole are some mad builders. So what are some Pimp My Hut tips that you have to share?
Well, the big thing with the game is not a building game. So that's secondary. And developers approach it in a secondary way. So it's not a primary concern. So you have problems. And one of the problems is there's multiple snap points. So when you place a wall, it can be inside or outside of the foundation that you're trying to snap to.
Mm-hmm.
And then it can be facing inside or outside depending upon where you place it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always better to build from the inside out. You're more likely to snap correctly, but then you still have to deal with the dual snap points. And how you deal with that is with the E key. And then you flip the wall from one snap point to another. But if you do this incorrectly, you will have gaps in your wall and it'll look like crap. So a good tip is that when you're placing walls, don't stand directly in front of the wall you're trying to place. Put yourself at like a 30-degree angle to where you can see the contours of that green thing that throws up when you're trying to place something. And that way you can tell whether it's being placed with the rough side out or the smooth side in or vice versa. So don't stand directly at a 90-degree angle. Stand at about a 30 or maybe a 20-degree angle, and that way you can see before you snap. And that's it. Turk tip?
Good. That's a Turk tip?
No, I agree with Turk, and I just recently discovered when I'm placing a triangle roof piece, the E key switches it left or right instead of fabricating a left diagonal or a right diagonal. You can just build the one and flip it. The only difference is the wood formation is either on the inside or the outside. And then also, which I don't want to step on, Cole, I'll let him describe the K key. I use that all the time. Go ahead, Cole.
Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, so a while
It's called
back...
a segue.
It is a very
You did
good
an amazing
segue.
job.
A while back, Turk and I, we were all on this server together, and Turk had made this gigantic barn. And I felt that barn was perfect for what I needed for all of the dinosaurs that I had. And so I wanted to kind of replicate what he did. And there's a gigantic gate in game called the Behemoth Gate. And it's this like 6 by 12 ridiculously huge gate. And it is a pain in the ass to place it straight. So if you use your K key and you zoom all the way out by basically scrolling you can scroll all the way out and you can basically kind of look up above where you're placing things. And this even works like if you're trying to place down a table or your fabricator or something like that. As long as you don't have, if you don't scroll so far out that you're like into the next floor above you or you're through your roof, you can see from above and looking down, you can see if the item that you're placing is straight and, line it up with the walls that you're placing next to. And so it makes it really a lot easier to be able to actually get things to line up perfect. Because if you just do it from, being without the K key, you can't tell. And you can end up having a crooked gate. You can create a gap between your ceiling and your gate, or, between the ceiling and the walls. And so aesthetically, this will help you be really picky and anal.
Which you are all of those things. Because
yes, I am.
Cole would rather destroy Behemoth Gate and gather all of the stuff up if it was like a hair off. And I'm like, meh, it's good enough for who it's for. And I'll move on.
But you know what? Yeah. You know what? Cole makes some really cool structures.
Oh, by far. Yeah, definitely. But
if I were to hire an architect in Ark, it would be Cole.
Ooh, yes, I would have to agree.
Just wait till you see the barn I'm going to be building on our server.
Sweet.
I hope it's not my design.
Some of it.
Everything is always... I can't wait till you get done with your castle. You're redoing your castle.
Oh,
exactly.
crap.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
I am so tired, so over gathering rock. If anybody wants to come over to my place and help me gather rock, it would be much appreciated.
Get you a Dodickers.
We will.
Oh, God.
It's done. So Twinkle, do you have any pimp my hut tips?
Somebody kind of stole what I was going to say. I'm not going to say who, but I'm more of an aesthetic builder. I just go for like the coolness looking. I don't care if it works or not. It doesn't look cool, then it's getting destroyed. That's how I work.
Picky.
But in all fairness, every structure he has ever built has been highly functional. So you might be cutting yourself a little bit short.
That's because he's destroyed everything else that wasn't.
Pretty much.
If it's not perfect, it ain't staying.
Yeah, it's like evolution. If it don't work, it's gone.
Get out of here.
See, and I'm just the opposite. I don't care if the corners don't match and the level of the roof is different than the wall. And
City. That's because you're fighting for your life every single second because you build in the most god-awful places known to man.
Yeah. If I was concerned about aesthetically pleasing, I wouldn't paint everything fluorescent green and purple. Mine does look like Barney vomited all over my base whenever I get done with it.
Paint stuff?
Yes.
Yes, we can paint stuff.
That's something for a different day. But you know what we can talk about now? Taming.
That's the most powerful tranq gun on the market. Huh. Got her in Mexico. Cool. Yeah, it is cool. They say it can puncture the skin of a rhino from 100. Ow! Oh! Yes! That's awesome!
Luminen. What has your taming juices flowing, Mr. Luminen?
The Pteranodon. Oh, it's my love, my passion, and my downfall.
You've got to tell a story about the dodo.
I have been waiting
to
tell
dodo.
all days, man. Well, we started up on this new server, and Turk came over to help me hunt down a nice level Pteranodon. And we find one, and we're chasing it. He's carrying me, and I'm shooting this thing, and it flies straight into a cliff face. Yes! And it goes down. And we land, and he's running around chasing compies, and I'm just standing there, taming this Pteranodon, and this dodo walks up. Little 11 dodo, and okay. So I punch it a few times, and it goes down, and why not? I have the berries. I tamed it. And, we get the Pteranodon. We're doing great. We threw the saddle on it. We both go to take off. And I don't want this dodo. Why did I bother with this? So I set it to aggressive on this beach where there are compies and dilos and other dodos, and there's trikes. And immediately Turk is like, go, it's going to aggro everything. And we both take off, and we're flying out of there. And this has been 4 days. And just several hours ago, we got the message that it was killed. This little dodo, attacking everything along this beach, lived for 4 days on its own.
Oh my god.
It was ridiculous. It was crazy.
I mean, think about it. That dodo has lived longer than City on most
Hey,
That's so true.
That is hilarious. Oh my god.
I'm gonna remember that, Lumina.
We should have
got
named
your
the dodo.
number.
We should have named the dodo City.
Oh my god. All of my dodos are gonna be named City now. All of them. It's done. It's a done deal.
We were laughing earlier. I was like, all these carnos and all that, they're probably in AA meetings, like support groups. This just came up on me, man. I've never seen anything like it.
Exactly. Probably, yes. I can see that.
As soon as he says the thing on aggressive, it set out. It set out with vengeance. It was mad as hell. We're like, this thing's gonna last 5 minutes. I was like, dude, we need to get the hell out of here because this is gonna aggro something big.
That is too funny. It's probably the size of a trike before it got killed. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
There's another wonderful podcast out there called Dark Moon Herald, and they have something called the dodo corn, which is a massive mythical creature. You guys should look into that.
Yes. Did you know they had a Dodo Rex for Halloween? That was before your time.
Oh my god.
What? Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Halloween, they have holidays, Luminin. You missed the horrible one, which can go in our advice section.
It must have been bad because I've heard.
No, I thought
stories.
the winter one was awesome. We all got
Not
high
for new
level
people.
No, we all got high level RGs. We all got mammoths. We all got
Penguins.
megalomooses. Megalomeese. We got penguins.
But not for new people. It sucked. But
but we had the community thing going. Where we
Yeah,
had the little campfires.
Yeah, freezing to
and
death at the beginning. wasn't
Everybody
fun.
was like, "Hey, Turk, we need some fur. We need some fur." So I had to fly down fur armor like every 5 flipping minutes.
Can't build anything.
no. So, Cole.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Go
I'm
ahead.
keeping us on the rails.
Go. Let's keep on the rail.
Cole, what's your tame and pen story?
Oh god. Just finding that perfect tame and then having some stupid random animal of some sort come up and attack you. It doesn't even have to attack your tame. It can just attack you, and all the levels will just start ticking away off of that thing, and your perfect tame totally just disappeared.
I'm starting to get a feeling that City can feel your pain. You want
terrible.
to hop on Cole's taming intruder bandwagon?
I agree. I mean, right in the middle, you got like a 100 T-Rex down, and you're going along, and you got like, all this prime leveled in there, and like one more bite, and the thing's gonna come out at like 150. and all of a sudden, here comes an Argent, flies down, boom, 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 knocks down, and it's just so frustrating.
And you can't even put spikes up to stop an Argent.
Not an Argent, no.
But you know what? If you could tame everyone perfectly, the game would suck.
That is true, yes.
So it's that sense of surprise and that element of not knowing that makes it worth it, man. Because you're sitting there. I mean, the last 5 minutes of a tame, I'm on edge, man. Because I'm like, if it hadn't happened yet, it's fitting to happen.
Right.
So yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about the game is that you're always there's gains and there's losses.
You know what I lost?
Where's the gains?
My beaver taming nightmare. That's my taming.
Oh God, I want to hear this one.
I came into some angry beavers. Angry beavers.
Sky, how can you have a bad beaver?
Oh my God, it happens.
Oh jeez.
Group of angry beavers. I was pretty much. I was attacked by angry beavers, and this is how. I know. Okay, on this last server wipe or whatever, the wipe that really wasn't a wipe, but it was wiped. I picked
reset.
It was a reset. We had corrupt files and stuff had to start over. So, ta-da! So now we're starting over. So when I first started playing Ark, I played on the East Coast, and then the second time, or one of the first servers, we always picked East Coast. Then this last time I picked West Coast, and now I'm doing South Coast, like South Zone 2, I want to say. And oh my God, like on the West Coast, I never saw a beaver. They said, "Oh, beavers!" and it rained beavers everywhere else where everybody else was, but I had no beaver. I was a dry beaver. There was no beaver where I was at. And so I picked an amazing beaver saturated area, and I had no idea, and it was in the South Coast, and I'm taming. I thought, oh my God, I need a beaver. I got to build this whole base. There's a million beavers around. I'm on that little island that's by like that rock formation island. You know, what does everybody call it? Stonehenge. Like I'm on that island behind it. The A rock. It has like that big rock that's like an A. So that's my little island. And that place is loaded with beaver. And I thought, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill myself a beaver. Oh my God. No, this is something for new people too. Mob mentality. Those angry beavers, you take one down. You know what? They didn't attack me. Like I'm used to when my first mistake of taming was to go to Irby Island and punch an Anki, and then all of a sudden 9 million Ankies from everywhere came and murdered me. They're like, oh no, you did it. Wham, 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 dead. You know, and so I learned the hard way. I did not think this through when I tried to tame me a beaver in my area. I shot this beaver, and I want to say 5 angry beavers came out of the river and ate the bottom of my house off. Like, I couldn't aggro them away from my house. They ate the ramps off. They ate half of my floor. If they would have succeeded, my whole house would have been gone. I totally underestimated the power of the beaver. So,
are you sure this is not a city story?
I heard beavers have teeth.
Oh my God, it was crazy. So I'm going up to them and I'm punching them. I'm trying to aggro them. If they would not stop chewing on my house. So just to forewarn you, if you're in a beaver heavy area, don't tick them off because they'll eat your house. There's my taming pen story. How about you, Turk? You're right after me. Yeah.
Oh crap. Sorry.
You're still thinking about angry beavers.
No, that was so compelling that I kind of got distracted. But no, the thing is, I think there was a question about what do you do if you're on a server that RGs can't pick things up, as far as taming pens. Well, your basic taming pen is going to be a 3x3. And what you do different, and I don't do it different, but what you do different on a non-carry server is you build ramps up into it. And you kite whatever you're trying to tame into the pen, and then you just do your business. So it's not that much harder. It's not, I guess it's a little bit more difficult, but.
Well, you got to be able to get out the other side and be able to close the door and still leave your
not really, because
inside.
You can have a dino gate on the opposite side, but if you're on an RG or a pterodon or a pteranodon or whatever you call it, you can fly right past, and they'll follow you right up the ramp and fall right in.
Yep.
And you have them. I mean, we've done it. City, you and I have done it. How many times?
Yep, definitely.
So, we've done it with trikes. We've done it with frogs. We've done it with everything.
Dodickerai.
No, not yet.
No, Dickerai. Oh my.
Well, we came up with a new one here, Turk. Not to kind of step on your toes here, but there's two actually.
The boat trap and the pillar trap.
Both are great.
Yep.
Go ahead and just tell us about it.
I was going to let City describe this because I get a frantic call over TeamSpeak. I'm getting attacked by an alpha raptor, and every time I spawn on my bed that's on my boat, this thing's wrecking me. And so I'm like, City, I'm halfway across the map. I'll get there when I get there. I'm going to try to help you out, but I have no high-level dinos, so I'm coming with a wimpy Argent, and so I end up over there, and there's a Sabertooth running around. 119. I snatched his ass up and kill him. And there's a alpha raptor level. What was it? 52.
Yeah, 52, and a naked City running around.
And I'm like, City, he's stuck in your boat. And he's like, what? Yeah. Can I hit him? And I'm like, yeah, you can walk right up to him and hit him. He's not going to hit you. And so he got up over him. I got up under him, and we killed this thing. Well, a couple of days later, he's getting ravished by this alpha raptor, and he tries to lead it out to sea. Well, it comes back, and guess what happens? It gets stuck in the boat. So if you want a defense against alpha raptors, build a freaking boat.
Yep,
drag him out to sea, lead him back in towards your boat, and there you got it. You can. And how many levels did you get?
I got 16 levels.
Wow!
No, it was crazy because he's hand killing something. So it's like all the experience. It's not like you're on top of an animal or.
He's just punching it. He's yeah.
And then I went over there. Drop off something. I can't remember what it was. I was over there visiting or something, and he's talking about building an Argent trap. And so he devised this thing that's one wall high with trap doors. I'm like, dude, this is not going to work because they can hit through this. And so I was like, build pillars up and lead them in. And so he did that, and it actually works.
And so it works great.
Describe how that's set up.
I have pillars sitting on the ground in between my taming pen and my pen that I keep my tame animals in. It's probably 10 foundations wide. And in that wide area, I have pillars stacked upon each other, probably, I'm guessing, in the middle 6. I have them at 10 or 12 high. And the outside 1 or 2, I have them at like 6 or 8 high. And I use my pterodon to attract high-level animals or high-level Argents. And the pterodon will actually fly between the 2 pillars, but the Argents will not, or neither will Carnos or T-Rexes or Trikes. They get stuck on those pillars, and I just stand on the other side, and I just shoot them and tame them. It works great.
Smart.
That is awesome. And I saw those pillars yesterday, and I thought, that's the first time I've seen that before. So
it's a little
now I know.
No, how I got the inspiration, City and I were down on the beach taming an RG, and it got stuck between 2 trees.
Yep.
And that's when it occurred to me, they can't fit between something 1 pillar wide. So why not build something that your pterodon can fit through and kite them in that they get stuck in. So it's kind of like an RG filter. And you can use it, like he said, on any big carnivore.
It looked pretty cool. And it looks aesthetically pleasing too. So.
Well, that's nice.
No, he's been getting... No, City, if you want a model for functionality... and some of it's like really aesthetically pleasing. City has come a long friggin' way.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I mean, you talked 2 months ago, his bases look like ass. Like,
Don't hold back enough.
no, they may have been functional, but they were the ugliest things you
Can
ever
you believe
saw.
where the areas that I used to build on, those cliffs?
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh!
Oh God! And I
can't
was
believe it.
I was bailing his butt out every 5 minutes. And no, City, man, I'm honored for him to help me out because he's a boss. He's awesome.
No, I've learned so much
Awesome.
from you, buddy. It is unbelievable.
Hey, I've learned a lot from you, bro.
How about Twinkle? Do we have anything to learn from him?
Not a thing.
Oh God! how to
That
have
is probably
fun?
correct.
No, Twinkle's lesson is how to have fun.
Yeah.
So let's hear it.
Well, actually, I was going to talk about something completely opposite of that.
Okay.
I
go
wanted to
for
say
it.
that's on what Cole was talking about earlier. The most annoying thing when you're taming is those damn chompies.
Yes.
They like glitch inside your animal to where you can't even kill them without hurting your tame.
Yeah, or the dinos. Yeah.
Yeah, they're evil. They are evil. But
Evil.
does anything else tick
But
you
they're
off? Because we're going to be heading into our Enrage segment, where we will share something that we would like to see changes to the game, or something that annoys us, or that the community seems to be crazy mad about. So, Luminen, anything going on that's enraging you, or you'd like to see changed, or done better?
Well, originally, I was gonna, rage about the namesake for this segment, the Gigas, but I personally have never actually encountered one. And then Turk worked his magic
Lucky you.
eliminate them.
Yeah.
So, I'm just a caution to the devs. They are coming out with new stuff constantly, and it just kind of makes me worry for long term. They're not going to be able to. Well, at least, I mean, they might. It would be amazing if they could, but more than likely, they're not going to be able to continue to create new content and different changes at the rate that they are. So I think they need to slow down. As awesome as it is to get a patch once, two times a week, I don't think it's something that can be repeated over and over. So I would like to
they
see
made a
them.
new island or something.
Well, the problem is they set a concrete release date, which is this summer. So they feel pressured to get everything out. So it's going to get increasingly worse.
Yeah, but I mean, they're even adding stuff to the dossier. So this is stuff that they've just thought up, and they're going to add it. Now is that stuff?
Well,
that they're gonna...
because they promise X number of releases.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let's see. I didn't understand that.
It's a
Well,
business model.
had you gotten to them before they did that, Luminen, it would make
Yeah,
you're like,
I would
listen,
set them straight.
step away from the cliff, guys, gals. Don't be jumping off. Yeah, don't be making promises. Yeah, I can see where that would. Yeah, it kind of makes you a little like, are you going to be able to keep up with this momentum, more or less? That's
Or even
yeah.
the quality. I mean,
Yeah.
I would hate to see the quality just drop.
Yeah.
Well, what's going right now? They're doing content, and then once we get closer to the end, they're going to concentrate on bugs and
I hate them
Performance,
and things like
mosquitoes.
leeches,
Yeah.
they're a thing.
that. Snails are coming in.
Yeah.
That'll slow things down.
Exactly. They make cementing paste. You can farm them.
Oh, wow.
Paste, so that's cool for
That'll be
people
cool.
like living up north. It's really hard. They
Yeah.
can farm snails.
Nice.
There you go. You have a new job. Okay, one thing that ticks me off still is why T-Rexes can walk through a dino gate, a normal dino gate, but not Sarcos. I still don't understand that. That irritates me.
It's the
Okay,
ego.
mammoth.
I agree.
Put a mammoth beside a T-Rex and explain that to me.
Yeah, true. Still, yeah. But I'm like, geez, like, what about a Sarco can't walk through a normal dino gate, but a T-Rex? Like, seriously.
Well,
So yeah,
for me
that's my
personally,
enraged. Rah!
for me personally, I like it because I will not tame anything that won't fit through a regular dino gate. So I like the fact that T-Rex will fit.
You're so
I
silly.
agree there. Definitely.
Oh my god.
Betty White was awesome, and people that downplay the effect of a T-Rex,
I love
get
them.
one. Get
Yeah.
one.
So Turk, since you're talking, you're next. Anyways, on their rage. What do you want to enrage?
What,
You went to
what
rage
really
or not rage
pisses
mode?
me off is I live next to the swamp. I'm a swamp guy. I like swamps. People know that. But I like to go after snakes to get prime meat. And I can pick up a level 4 snake, kill it, and get 6, 7, 8 prime meat off of it.
Touche.
Need more. Swoop back, pick up a level 114 snake, and get none. I think that the amount of the amount of perks you get from killing an animal should be relative to its level, and it should scale.
Yeah.
Because a level 4 shouldn't drop more prime than a level 116 or 118. That's just ridiculous. So
Yeah.
pisses me off.
Urgh.
I
Makes
agree.
me mad.
I don't
What
like
about-
it when Turk gets mad.
Yeah, it's not pretty. Well, kind of pretty from a distance. From a distance. Cole, what are you enraged about?
It's something simple, and it's something that other games do that this game doesn't, and hopefully the devs will figure this one out. But because there are resources that we use outside of the game, sometimes you have to tab out, and not having the background sound be able to follow you. So like if I tab out, I want to know if I'm, say, suddenly being attacked by compies. But I
yeah.
don't know that because you can't hear the fight music, or you can't hear anything from the game. Or say a friend of yours is chatting with you with the in-game chat and you tab out. Now you can't hear what they're saying. So
Yeah.
it's a little frustrating. I think background sound should be one of the quality of life things that they need to do, and do it soon, because it's getting kind of annoying.
Yeah, it is, because I died multiple times yesterday. Alt tabbing. I log in, you have died. I'm like, and here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Twinkle, do you have anything that enrages you?
3 things: gigas, monkeys, them damn bugs.
Kind
I
of
want
a
them all
Say
removed from the
peanut
game.
butter.
Yeah, peanut butter.
To be honest, I'm
I
not
hate
gonna
the
lie.
bugs too, man.
I hate gigas because I live in the Hidden Lake. When you play on, I don't know, what is it? What do we have on?
Right.
Level 4 difficulty?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you play on that and there's only a handful of people playing, there's like 3 or 4 gigas around my base. And, sometimes they like to wander in and eat all my dinos, so, And, chompies and those damn bugs, they just come out of nowhere in every single team. At least
Yeah,
for
there's
me.
like 97 of them.
Yeah, there's hundreds of them too.
Yeah.
Seems like they never end.
The bugs.
It's always the last 5 seconds of the
Yeah,
tail, too.
it's either right at the beginning or right at the end.
Yeah, it's unreal.
So, Mr. City, do you have anything that's ticking you off?
Nope, I'm good.
Oh, okay. The Darn Iki segment, where we will be
Goddamn.
sharing what we did that was full of fail this week. Did we hit the Iki 92 times, or something else crazy? So, Luminen, what is your fail moment this week?
I did indeed hit that E key twice. I joined you guys, and I got my first Pteranodon, and I was all excited. I could fly now. Nothing was gonna kill me up here, and I went to check my inventory, and I seem to be moving a little faster. I closed inventory and just watched as the ground was running towards me. So lesson learned, right? Absolutely not. Cole was awesome and managed to find my bird for me. And all right, round 2, here we go. Take it off, and I did it. I'd be darned if I didn't do the same thing again. That time was a little less of a, it's in my inventory. It was more of a pressing Shift W, and my fingers got tired going across the map and slid, and oh no.
Right.
So my resolution was to create a macro that would be me pressing the Shift W button, toggled, press this button, and it does it. And then when I get low on stamina, I could just reach up and press it again, and it would turn it off, and I could land and whatever. Well, I haven't made macros in a while, so the macro I made didn't have an ending, if that made sense.
Oh, no.
So, I pressed it, and it wasn't holding Shift, it was just, pressing W. So, okay, well, I need to tweak it. So I minimize Ark, and all of a sudden my menu bar, or my search bar pops up, and it's capital W's all over the place. I try to close everything and it won't go away, and I hit the button again and it won't stop. I ended up having to exit everything, restart my computer, and delete this macro.
Oh my gosh.
And then restart my computer again.
Oh my gosh. You thought you were outsmarting the E key, but it still got you.
Yes, it's neighbor the W key. It was like, no way, dude. You're not beating up on my friend E like that.
That's right. Well, my fail this week was... Cole was my witness. So it was late last night, or early for me, and I don't know. We decided... I was talking about the boxes and hiding the loot crates and having to get some of these yummy things to put the loot crates. And part of being a server admin is I can just magically make them appear and shove them in a loot crate. But I've never done that before, so I thought, well, what the hell? I'll try it. I'm going to try. Well, instead of making a dinosaur wooden gate, I clicked on wooden gate, a code, and all of a sudden it threw it up into the air. Well, apparently I was summoning a wooden gate. I didn't know the difference between just creating the wooden gate and having it in my inventory. So when I was summoning it, it was just littering the sky with wooden gates that were like 3 and 4 feet off the ground.
Gates from hell.
Just everywhere. There was no rhyme or reason. And I didn't know this was happening until I looked up and there was just wooden gates everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is not going to work. So then I thought, well, how am I going to get rid of them? So I'm looking, I'm thinking, well, I'll just hit the E menu and that'll give me an option to destroy it. No, not the case. No. So next to this little chart, I saw a button that said destroy all wooden gates. Or no, that said destroy wooden gate or whatever. Well, I didn't know that when I did it, that it would destroy every wooden gate on the server. So every wooden gate I had in front of me disappeared, and my house happened to be made of wood. So half of my wall is gone. I had the angry beavers ate the floor of my house out. Then I had the side of my wall was gone. That was gone. Cole is just rolling because then my immediate fear was, oh my lord, who used a wooden gate? So I didn't get to bed till 4 a.m. because I flew around looking for everybody's bases with 17 wooden gates on me just in case I made your wooden gate disappear. I was freaking out. So that's how I found your house, City. I was freaking out that you were up in BFE and Alpha Raptor territory, and I just decided to get rid of all the wooden gates on the server. So I learned my lesson. That's not the way you do things. But you do have 9 wooden gates on one of your animals. Oh, it's your beaver. I shoved the gates in there just in case you had.
I was wondering where all of a sudden those came from. And you know what? I used them all today.
You know what's funny?
Did I make them?
What's funny?
You know how easy it is to lose track of what it is you're doing. I thought, well, maybe I made them a couple days ago. I don't know.
No, what's funny is City put up species X plants around his base. And he had 1 fertilizer for each one. So I decided I was going to be nice. And I was going to go fill his plants with fertilizer. So I got up there, and that's how I ended up getting Betty White, because she was attacking at the time. But anyway, the next day, he goes, my plants were all full of fertilizer, so I took them all out. and, do you want them? I was like, dude, you're killing your plants.
This
I
was
put them there for a reason.
what fertilizer was for.
Oh my God.
I thought I needed to put it down on the ground somewhere. I didn't know.
Yeah, yep. It's those little things that we do that we have no idea. So yeah, if you had any wooden gates randomly in your inventory,
I used them.
Good. Because it was really hard. It took me forever to fly all the way to the other side of the map. You were probably on the polar opposite side of the map, and I'm on a pterodon with 17 wooden gates flying the speed of a snail.
I hate to tell you, City, those wooden gates where you live are about
They're
like
not gonna
Play-Doh.
I know.
That's why I was
like Play-Doh.
Yeah. It'll work though.
We'll see.
No, it
I can
won't.
replace them with the stone gates. Here
Yeah.
as I go.
Yeah.
But I need to set up the perimeter to see how it's going to work.
There we go. See? Yeah. So apparently it was only me. So then Cole was like, well, here, I'll put up a wooden gate. Because then we're freaking out thinking, is it just my wooden gates I did it to? Or is it everybody's? So that's how Cole figured out, well, I'm going to make a wooden gate. And then you hit the button and it'll wipe it out. And, yep. That's how we knew. Oh, no.
Yeah, we had a lesson on learning to be an
Yeah, a
admin
lesson
last
on
night.
learning. Yeah, we were practicing.
Hey,
so.
we're all learning.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, so the
Some of
cool
the-
thing is though, if we screw it up, we can just materialize it back and give it back. But yeah, that was funny.
yeah, but you guys aren't the ones like dicking around with the server.
No,
So
yeah, that's
that
you.
sucks.
Yeah, so when it gets wiped, we can blame Turk.
Yeah.
When
And
things disappear,
I don't
we
like
can blame
that.
Esme.
I do not like that. All blame goes to Esme.
No, nope, it's
all
Luminen.
blame goes to Esme. Okay, Luminen. Okay, Luminen. I'm good with that.
At this stage of our
Blame
progression
the
in
new
this
guy.
game,
Blame the
new guy.
nothing anybody could do now that we know is going to hurt us.
Exactly, it's only made us stronger.
So it was late, and I'm on my other server, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm breeding dragons, and the egg cracks, and I suddenly have twins. So I have twin baby dragons right in front of me, and of course,
my goodness,
they're adorable as hell. Anyway, so you have to use E to be able to imprint yourself onto whatever the little baby animal is. And basically it's you go in and you give them a name and then you start feeding them meat and stuff or whatever. And instead of doing that, I ended up using my mouse button. So I started punching this baby dragon instead of trying to, and it was like I was trying to use the mouse to click on the other dragon to be able to select it so I could open it. And I'm just punching this dragon, and it was like, somehow I didn't kill it, which is weird because they always have really, really low health when they're babies. And everything came out okay. You don't really lose any levels or anything like if it was taming, but I just felt terrible because I was punching this baby dragon.
Baby dragon killer.
Yeah. And Twinkle, did you have any famous Darniki stories?
He's
Of course
got
you do.
1,000 of them. Come on.
He has series 1, 2, 3.
You got-
I mean, I have a screenshot that I could post of it taking 4 hours to 4 years to update.
Yeah, that's
No,
kind
But the
of
problem
No.
is I can't post that.
Tell the story about the drunk monkey you tried to tame.
And
Oh, I mean, you mean like the other day?
The one that lost the poker game.
Yeah, so pretty much what happened was I was trying to tame, what was it, a level 44 ape, just to keep around my base and, use it for defense, and gorillas are my favorite dinosaur in the game. And pretty much what happened was every time I went around him, even if it was for 2 seconds just to walk over and feed him, he'd get angry as hell and he'd beat the living hell out of me.
Oh my goodness.
And it takes a long time for me to get frustrated, but I was getting real irritated. He killed me probably about 20-30 times, like no joke.
If you were in game, he was going, damn, I'm going to die. Damn, I'm going to die.
Hey,
it wasn't a long period of time. It was only like a half an hour, 40 minutes.
Hey, Twinkle,
That's crazy.
why do you always carry a parachute?
Because I always hit the damn E key.
So Luminen, parachute. You need a parachute.
I always keep like
Parachute.
4 on me because sometimes I do it. Like once you do it once, you do it like 10 more times in the next half hour.
I have never used the parachute.
I've actually
Ark Rig,
never
but
fallen from the
every
easy.
time I hang out with Twinkle, he's like, here, take a parachute.
He
It's that
needs a
paranoia.
Pez dispenser.
I
with
always have like
parachutes
10
in it.
on me, but they weigh so much.
He's like, here, take a parachute.
That is too funny.
My first time using one was a rocket adventure.
Oh,
I bet.
He's like, here,
yeah.
take this. And then next thing I know, he's carrying me up to oblivion. And then he's like, just use it really fast. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
So, does anybody have anything to add to their E-key? Because then we're going to move on to last call. Okay, last call. This is where we will toss in anything that we may have forgot to mention or some stuff we want to finish the show off with. So, Turk, it looks like you got something up in there. So.
Well, actually, I had a question whether we wanted to let our listeners know about our gaming group and how they can apply. And so I'll leave that to you.
Why, yes, Turk. We do have an area on the interwebs that they can apply to play with us.
www interweb?
Yeah. The www.
The intertubes.
You can go to www.ratedark.podbean.com, where I have all these handy links to all of our places that you can connect with us. Our Twitter link, our gaming group, which is the Cross Realm Rebellion gaming group, where it was just a little small group of us, building gamers and the games that we like to play and all that jazz, and an actual link right to applying. So it's just like 6 quick questions on a forum to make sure you know what we are all about. So because we do play on an unofficial server, but is password protected now, and then later on probably going to be whitelisted and all that jazz. But right now, we are looking for people like us that want to enjoy Ark, and also maybe in the future join us on our show. So that would be fun, and that is how you can join us. It's going to ratedark.podbean.com. You can listen to the show and apply all in one handy step. Or you can find us on Twitter at Rated Ark. You just give me a holler on there too.
Yeah, follow me and Lumen. We have like 10 followers.
Lumen wanted to give some shout outs.
Yeah, I didn't do this. We didn't do this earlier on because it's our first episode, but
yeah.
So just a quick shout out to our two newest members. We have Goon, who's a coworker of mine, and Amarucci, who actually hopped on tonight. We're all like, "Who's this guy?"
He's my friend. He's played with us actually on a couple other servers, and his computer didn't like Ark, and now he's joining us back. Yep, Amarucci's a cool guy too, and Goon, I got to hook him up with a beaver last night, so he was pretty happy. And Cole, do you have any last calls?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to the listeners. Thanks for joining us. If you have anything that you would like us to feature within the show, I know in the future I'm going to be talking about mods and hopefully doing an interview or two with some of the mod developers for Ark. But if there's anything you all want to hear about or learn about, shoot us a message on Twitter, or feel free to join us in game, and we can all just chat about it. And look forward to hearing from you.
Yes, ratedark@gmail.com. I would recommend 5 minutes or under on those. We don't want to have a 2-hour long session because we already do that enough. So, yeah. So, City, do you have any last calls?
No, I'm good. I agree with all of our other tribe mates here. Whatever they said, I agree, yeah.
Yeah, I will hook everybody's Twitter that wants me to ratedark.podbean.com, so you can just follow us from there. So, and also we have a Facebook page. I will do that as well. So anyways, if you want to subscribe to our RSS feed, ratedark.podbean.com, we will be available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Player FM, and Luminan's most favorite podcast listening is Google Play. Will be in the future. They are going to be having podcasts available through Google Play too, and any other podcast catching apps that you can have on your smartphone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Have fun punching trees
from your channel.
Yep. City was like
City.
legit.
City.
Serious.